Hi guys, welcome. Lunatic Astrology here. Lori Lothian, your astrologer. Guess what? I'm going to do a fun little series on 2022, money, health, love, through all of the signs super quick. And this is going to be like 25 minutes only, so you got to keep up with the pace, but I'm going to go through every single sign and give you the highlights of your money story in this video in 2022. There's no doubt about it. Some of you are getting massive money action. Some of you signs like Aries especially, rising, and others are getting less of it. So let's go through the signs together now. Number one, please listen to your rising sign first. It will be the most circumstantially accurate. You can also listen to your sun sign or any, if you have a stellium of planets, 3 or 4 more planets in a sign, you might want to listen to that sign as well. And your sun sign can often be about purpose and career, and your moon can be about how you feel about the situation with money, versus your sun can bring you money through career ambitions and directions. But the gist of it is your rising sign will be most accurate. And so just check that out first. Go to astro.com or AstroSeek, cast your chart with your birth time, look for the sign on the eastern horizon. Looking at the chart, the left side, ASC, ascendant rising sign. Now we're going to get started. Before I do, please like and subscribe and share and comment. Helps my little channel grow. I appreciate it. Check my description box below, my whole in-depth year ahead sign forecast with everything you need to know. 60 to 75 minute videos are for sale. Get them down below. $47 for all signs. $14.97 per sign. Sign up for my newsletter and get either or all of those 30% off immediately. You'll get a discount code when you join Cosmic Moonshine, a swig of weekly astrology news. Okay, let's get started with this. And I'm going to go like an auctioneer because I want to keep these really short. So I'm going to start off with obviously Aries. And I'm looking at a back end sky just so I can remind myself of, general planetary placements. But at this point, after creating 75 minutes times 12 videos for 2022, I'm almost at the point where I pretty well have every sky story memorized. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's talk about Aries. Aries, sun, moon, especially Aries rising sign. You are in the money in 2022. Why? Just in case you want to know how and why. You're having the transit of the North Node going through Taurus. This is earnings. This is not money from your inheritance. This is not money from your, great aunt. It's not money from your credit card debt. This is earnings, and your money is picking up. So you have, during all of 22, a North Node with eclipses there in your second house. Now, some people, oh no, an eclipse in my earnings house. Not with the North Node. It amplifies, it encourages, it expands the earnings part of the story. Solar eclipses are new beginnings. Lunar eclipses are endings. And how you make the money in your story. There is a lunar eclipse in the end of 2022, so you may close earnings doors completely. Well, as there is a new beginning in April, solar eclipse in your second house, opening new doors of how you create money and possessions and worth in stuff in your life that support you to thrive financially. You also have Jupiter moving through your 12th house. It can be very positive for a revenue from foreign shores. That 12th Pisces house has Jupiter in there. First 4.5 months of 22 and roughly the last 2 months of 22. All of that amplifying how you generate money from foreign lands, especially PayPal and Stripe. So if you're like me, that's very useful. And lastly, Mars is rising. Heliacal rise in the fall of 2021 happened in your 8th house of other people's money. These can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate credit card debt, eliminate any debt. This can help you get the perfect mortgage. This can help you get government loans if you need them. And this can also sometimes bring an inheritance. Alrighty, so that heliacal rise is in play all through most of 23, but also 22. So yes, you Aries are in the money. Moving on to Taurus, sun, moon, and of course, most especially and accurately rising sign. Well, in your sky, guys, for you Taurian folk, oh, I forgot something for Aries. Oh, well. Will I go back and do it? No. So you guys are having the energy of a lot of cool money story playing out for you as a Taurus, sun, moon, and rising in the house of good spirit, which is one of the 4 money houses. Now that's because you'll have Jupiter going through your 11th house of good spirit, karmic rewards, cosmic rewards, pennies from heaven, sometimes windfalls, but also great financial gain from your career. Jupiter going through there is going to bless that part of your sky for the first 4.5 months of 2022 and the last couple of months of 2022. You're definitely gonna feel really good about the money you're reaping from your purpose or your career in life, and every now and then some money luck with that sort of windfall vibe coming through. And friends and allies who want to help you out, improve your money, and act as benefactors, even if you're lucky, a patron of the arts. You can also look forward to that triple conjunction at the end of 2022 at April, end of April 2022, Jupiter, Neptune, and exalted Venus in a triple conjunction on April 30th, the day of an eclipse in your first house. You can look forward to that rare 150-year triple conjunction, bringing you a delightful pot of gold at the end of some rainbow that's likely to show up in the month of April into early May of 2022. Moving on. Woo! No, not moving on. And lastly, Taurus, Mars will spend the last 2 months of 2022, and he'll be there for the first 3 months of 2023. But in the last part of 22, Mars will be in your second house of money. Now, that can mean you're going to spend a lot of money in the end of the year, okay? But you will have the money to spend. Don't worry about it. There's so much good stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of spending, a lot of investing, a lot of putting money out for things that you need or want, possessions you need, a new car, a new home, whatever. But you're doing well, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, because you have the money to spend. Woo! Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. So let me advance my sky. You can tell I'm doing this on the fly. No notes here, hardly. So for Geminis, you guys are kind of getting very little of this money action relative to the rest of the people in terms of just direct money. If you're going to receive some financial blessings, for a lot of you, it's going to be when Jupiter enters your 11th house of good spirit. That will be about May the 11th through to October 28th. And then financial gain from your career, and every now and then a lucky break, or even could be an inheritance, can come through for some of you Geminis. So that is your most auspicious, lucky window of time for money. There's no doubt about it. You want Jupiter there. Good news, he's back again in 2023 for even more financial gain from your career and other elements of that 11th house luck and winnings and pennies from heaven. Kind of a windfall feeling, like being blessed financially by the universe. And Jupiter will pick up that story again in 2023. Anything else I want to say about your sky? I'm just looking at the sky. No, moving on. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Guess what? Your money story is coming into your sky, courtesy of eclipses going through the house of good spirit. Now, we're talking a lot about that 11th house and the other signs so far. It's literally where you're going to get money that comes from your purpose or career endeavors in the world, your reputation, the things you're doing in that 10th house. And you're also going to find that you could also have some money breaks and karmic rewards. I kind of jokingly call it your karmic dividends house. You know, with a North Node energy propelling there, not only you're moving out into larger spheres of social influence and social circles, but you may also be financially benefiting from that. Uranus will collide with the North Node in this house of good spirit at the last week of July, and this could bring an unexpected financial bounty or financial gain into your life in the summer, anytime between mid-July and mid-August. Yay for you guys. And what else can I tell you of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings about? Anything else in the sky that I'm seeing as I look through the sky charts here? Nope. Well, not totally not. If you want to do PayPal, Stripe revenue, generate money from foreign shores and foreign lands, with Mars in the last 2 months of 2022, and roughly the first 3.5 months of 2023 in your 12th house, you may generate revenue from foreign lands. This could be things like PayPal and Stripe income, maybe even something like royalties or royalty products or derivative monies, but somehow I'm using the idea of your bartering and trading with foreign interests, foreign lands, and foreign shores. Or because you moved to a foreign land or foreign shore. I'm sorry, my chart's not advancing. So give me a minute. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Where is the money in your sky in 2022? Well, a lot of your money's coming through your career, and it's not necessarily anything more than you would normally get. Okay, so I'm just going to say you're kind of coasting in a bit of a steady as she goes way. You've got a lot of career action and expansion, but the money per se might not look like anything to do with big deal energies. I would also note that quite possibly, though, you could receive an inheritance. So rather than generating income or career gains, somebody might, Leo, Sun, Moon, and especially Rising sign, bequeath you money, or you might get unexpected money through a business endeavor. If you've invested in something, it could take off. It's the 8th house of other people's money. This activated by Jupiter spending the first 4.5 months in 2022 in your 8th house and the last 2 months of 2022, technically October 28th to December 20th. And so this can be definitely an inheritance. Jupiter in the 8th stands to inherit spousal money, alimony, palimony, division of assets, or just your spouse doing really well financially and you're benefiting as well, can be indications of Jupiter there. It's a great time to pay off debts as well, or secure bank loans for things you want to buy, such as a home or purchase of an expensive possession. But you have money luck in the 8th house. All right, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. Where is the money in your sky mostly coming from in 2022? Well, one of the sources of money may be coming through your career in the last 2 months of 22, just because Mars will be barreling through there and he could upset things enough that you could just jolt a little bit more money into your second house from career changes, right? However, I'd say that the big energy of money is that inheritance vibe. It's when Jupiter will be in your 8th house in 2022 between mid-May and about October 28th. And that duration of time can bring you unexpected bounty through other people's money. Now, it can be inheritances, yes, but it can also be like a tax rebate. It could be an unexpected stock investment paying off. It could be your spouse making a lot of money and you're benefiting from it. You have a business partnership that could really thrive. And the jointly held monies is another meaning of the 8th house, could really take off. So you're looking at a good money picture in that mid-May through to end of October 2022. Anything else I'm seeing that I really want to talk about? I don't think so. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. Where is the money in your sky mostly coming from in 2022? Well, I mean, because there's lots of places money can come from, but to me, it's that north node in that 8th house, transiting through your 8th house of inheritance and other people's money, all through 2022. Now, this is a transit that happens only every 18, 19 years, so it's very rare. And so you want to keep that in mind. It's the south node in your second house, Libras, can mean it's time to let go of the hustle and not try to earn so much money. And in fact, your earnings flow may slow to a trickle in 22, but it's okay because the north node is picking up the slack by amplifying money from investments, money from inheritances and grants and tax rebates and bank loans and other people's money. It's just another way of getting money. And so this is going to be really amplified for you in 2022 as a series of eclipses moves through your 8th house, particularly one on April 30th and one at the end of the year on, oh my gosh, November the 8th, if I remember my date correctly. I just said I remembered all the sky stories and now I forgot the exact date of the eclipse. I think it's November the 8th. Let me grab my eclipse chart since I'd rather tell you a true story than I guesstimate. I have eclipse charts here. Let me just check it out. What is it? Yeah, November 28th. So November 8th. So there is a lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 28th. That can be revealing to you at the end of the year, new ways to make money. But the April 30th is opening up a gateway of money openings for you in your Taurus 8th house. Yes, yes, yes. Finally, there's a north node meeting with Uranus, this god of unexpected and sudden events, around July 28th, 29th. Now, this means that sometime around mid-July to mid-August, there could be huge shakeups around money in your 8th house. Now, this can be where that sudden, inheritance is going to be announced to you, but it can also be like a stock takes off or something exciting is happening in a potential investment that you've made or something like that. So there's a lot of jolting, but it may be exciting financial energy coming through for you in the summer of 2022. And Venus will have maybe, she's a lord of the 8th and she will bless you with some benefic goodness and help to fortify that story because she will be in June of 22 before July, moving through that 8th house. So I like your June, July, August money story for you, Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. Virgo. Oh, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. So you guys are having this new energy, financial bounty, blessings energy for your 2022 year. I think it's mostly coming through Jupiter going through your 5th house, and some of it will come through Mars going through your 8th. Now, at the end of the year, October, November, Mars in your 8th house could be about you having to spend money or do something very decisive regarding investments, inheritances, and money, okay? But before that ever happens, you've got way good news, Jupiter in your 5th house. And that Jupiter in your 5th house will be moving through a lucky money house where you can get money through lottery wins, gaming, horse racing, casino, speculation, but also investments that you make, especially if they're speculative or a little bit risky. And as that Jupiter goes through there for the first 4.5 months of 22 and the last 2 months, you, Scorpio rising, sun and moon, are in the money. Now, just be careful. This is a pregnancy house. Jupiter is a sperminator. So you or your partner could get pregnant during those same windows. So that's another kind of windfall, baby windfall. So that's your main money story in 2022. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising sun. Where's the money in your 2022 sky story? Well, your money is coming into you, or coming to you, not into you, but it could come into you as well. It's coming to you perhaps, okay, 2 things I'm going to say looking at the sky. The sale or purchase of real estate is a very strong possibility with Jupiter moving through your 4th house, first 4.5 months of 22, last 2 months of 22. If you own property, you can get bounty and financial gain and lucky breaks buying or selling real estate. So there's that one story. Now, next, you've got a long transit cycle of North nodes going through your 6th house of work and work routines. And so just as to say, by getting your work routines in order and really getting your work life and your work routines down, you could also perhaps get a little bit more bounty because that 6th house eclipse cycle is in a trine or harmonious flow to your earnings house. So by operating through better work habits and routines, your earnings profile picks up significantly, as well as your investments you might make in the 8th house, also getting more strength from how you choose to work, more aligned with routines and operational procedures that really work for who you are. And you're a Sag, so you're highly independent, nothing worse than someone trying to boss you around. So keep that in mind. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, your energy around the money story in 2022 looks to be strongly fortified by the theme of luck and lucky breaks, as the North Node cycle of eclipses will be moving through your natal 5th house of money, speculation, and luck. Money there can come through as well being extremely creative and being inspired by your muse and following the muse. Technically, you could fall in love as well and have a romantic liaison with a very wealthy person. But mostly that North Node is propelling you to expand 5th house themes. And the eclipse of April the 30th is going to happen in a sextile to a triple conjunction in your 3rd house of Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune at the end of April. So I think that April is a gateway to some money opportunities for you. And it may come through people in your local neighborhood or even through a sibling. You know what I mean? Like the 3rd house is the house of siblings. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, the heliacal rise of Mars in your 11th house at the end of November 2021 can open up some more fortunes in your money story through the career direction. Great gains from your career, lucky breaks through friends and allies in your finances, and every now and then a bit of a windfall can come your way over the next 1.5 years, actually, all through 22 into mid 23. So that's some of your money story, Capricorn. Last but not least, we're not there yet. We're at Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. I was going to try to get this done in 25 minutes. You guys are having money coming to you in the best possible way, in the best possible place. Hallelujah us, right? We're having Jupiter, the great bounty god of luck and opportunity, and who grows everything he touches bigger and bigger, go into our 2nd house of earning. So we're making more money than we've made before in the first 4.5 months of 22 and the last 2 months. And so this last time we had, this was back in 2000 and, I don't even remember now, 2000 and whatever. I'm not even going to try to remember, 2010. So, here comes this expansion for our finances and growth of our earnings in 2022. Of course, you have to do things to make it happen, but yay for us. As well, there's a triple conjunction of Jupiter, Neptune, and Venus exalted at the end of April in our money house. Talk about golden. It's like a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow in regards to some hot way that we earn money. Because the 2nd house is a possessions house too. Some of us Aquarians may sell a possession like a home or a car in order to make some money. But for the most part, this is basically an earning story. And for some of us Aquarius, it's because the eclipses are going through our fourth house. The North Node is propelling us to a significant relocation in 22. And it's very possible that we will find that some of our money bounty may come through buying and selling of real estate, or themes that have to do with home and real estate. Anything else I want to say? I'm just scanning the sky. Mars will be moving through our fifth house, which is a money luck house, in the last 2 months of 2022. He may create some momentum around money for us, but I'd say he'd probably propel us to make decisions about where to invest some money that we have in the last 2 months of 22. And if you get a clue from him in the last 2 months of 22 or the first 3 months of 23 about where to invest money that you have, pay attention. Lastly, Pisces, sun, moon, rising sign, where is the money in your sky in 2022? Alrighty. Mostly it's Jupiter in your second house of earnings between mid-May and October 28th, 2022, where Jupiter is going to be moving into your second house only up until the 8th degree. So it's a bit of a dress rehearsal or a touching base for what's really going to take place in a larger earnings way in the first few months of 2023. I just say, you know, take your blessings for sure, May through October of 22 from Jupiter in your earnings house, but know that there's even better and more juice coming for you in 2023. Also, you could get some kind of momentum with real estate buying and selling and moving with Mars, October of 22 through to the spring of 23. And some of your money bounty that Jupiter's trying to lift you off could come through the sale and buy real estate and land during either the mid-May to October 28th and including the first few months of 2023. Okay, so anything else I see in your sky that I want to alert you to around the money story? No, that's it. Thank you for listening to this really fast-paced all signs money 2022 rundown. Ciao, guys. And don't forget to get your in-depth report down below, all signs bundle or a la carte. Oh, come on, only $14.97. You get 60 to 75 minutes of every single thing that can possibly hit your rising sun or moon sign in 2022. Plus, you can buy it for 30% off just by signing up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. Once a week, I send you on Sundays a preview of the sky ahead that I write for you. And it's nothing else out there. Like I don't do this on YouTube, right? All right, ciao, ciao. Thanks for listening.